Hey kiddies, it's Triple Feature Tuesday once again, and this week we're going to look at Sam Jackson and Other People's Clothes.
She's a dedicated follower of fashion.
I mean, it's not a thing that you necessarily think about all the time, but, when you watch a movie, you have the costume designers that are working with the director and the production people to come up with a certain look for a character, and then that becomes the look of the character. However, after, Sam Jackson achieved a certain level of, international, global Uber fame, Sam just looks good. Sam looks good outside. Sam always looks good outside of movies, but 9 times out of 10, he looks good inside movies. Like Jackie Brown, his look was designed almost entirely by him. I think it's part of why his character in the Marvel films, Nick Fury, looks a surprising amount like John Shaft in the remake of Shaft. And, generally we're going to see Sam Jackson in some sort of cool coat and nice shirt and everything and just being badass. That's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is 3 movies in which Sam Jackson's character loses his clothes and has to wear somebody else's clothes. And the effect is usually kind of ridiculous, but always fun. And unsurprisingly, Sam just always looks good in it. Like, even when it's something goofy like this. Our menu is going to go in order of increasing importance to the plot of the costume change. So this is probably one of the few times, if ever, that Pulp Fiction is going to be the middle movie and not a closer. But our menu is going to include Deep Blue Sea, Pulp Fiction, and The Long Kiss Goodnight. Deep Blue Sea is the first of 2 Rennie Harlin films on the triple feature. It is the second and I think currently last time they worked together, but Rennie Harlin is a really brilliant Finnish action director. He gave us Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, to date the highest grossing Nightmare on Elm Street after Nightmare on Elm Street the first, which has nothing to do with this triple feature at all, but, any chance I can to talk about Freddy Krueger, I'm gonna. And Cliffhanger, and Mindhunters, and Driven. Driven is just one of the worst things ever. I mean, it's the Sylvester Stallone race car movie. Wait, why hasn't Driven been on one of these before? Oh no. Anyway, but Deep Blue Sea is the movie that is about smart sharks. Sharks that they made smarter. And, it's a thing where they wanted to grow the shark's brain size so that they could harvest a chemical. And after the shark's brains got bigger, an unforeseen side effect was that they were smarter. And the guy paying the bills for all of this is Sam Jackson, who is flown in to see a make-or-break demonstration. It's either this is going to work and I'm going to keep giving you money, or it's not going to work and it's over. It's kind of fun when you think about it because he is now playing analogous characters to the Jurassic Park characters of the attorney, the Jeff Goldblum, the Sam Neill, and Laura Dern. He's going in to inspect the thing and show that it works. Kind of nice reversal from in Jurassic Park where he was playing the technician. But anyway, the thing works, but again, the sharks are smart, and so they have... As you find out through the course of the movie, the sharks have devised an elaborate but surprisingly effective plan to escape the pen and just the whole scientific facility in the middle of the ocean. And as our main characters are making their way through everything, they're getting wetter and wetter, and so they have to get out of their normal clothes and get into wetsuits so that they can, keep warm and not die from hypothermia and or other saltwater related issues. And so Sam Jackson gets rid of his nice sweater and khakis outfit in favor of a wetsuit, which Sam looks good in the wetsuit. I mean, I'm focused more on the wig and the glasses, so the wetsuit kind of goes under the radar because everybody else is wearing the wetsuit, and, it's all basically the same wetsuit that they're all wearing, except for, I think Saffron Burrows has a cut that surprisingly accentuates her curves, and Tom Jane, being the hero, has a wetsuit that keeps the guns out and about, ready to, perform manly things. But Sam Jackson, wearing just a regular old wetsuit for basically one scene, because he puts on the wetsuit, has one of the greatest inspirational speeches / confessions of, I'm gonna go with cannibalism, only to be eaten by a shark himself, immediately. It is amazing. It is one of the greatest moments in film history because it's like it outdoes the Psycho thing in terms of it's Sam Jackson. At that point, I mean, he had been in Pulp Fiction, he'd been in Die Hard with a Vengeance, he'd been in a bunch of things, and Sam Jackson's in this horror movie. And yeah, he's a black guy, but so's LL Cool J, and LL Cool J is kind of lower on the scale in terms of fame and fortune, not in terms of coolness, because, you know, I think they're comparable. But no, Sam Jackson puts on the wetsuit and gets eaten, and that's it. It's really funny. If you have the DVD, listen to the commentary, because the commentary is Rennie Harlan and Sam Jackson. They recorded it separately, but they're intercut whenever, like Rennie Harlan is talking through the whole thing, but whenever Sam has something to say, they cut back to him. And then after his big death scene, he just goes, well, I'll see you later. And he just leaves. Because he's dead. He got eaten by a shark while wearing somebody else's wetsuit. I mean, I'm assuming it's somebody else's wetsuit. It's, you know, somebody, he doesn't live there, so why would he need it? So why would he have it? So it's somebody else's. Next up, we have Pulp Fiction, which I don't have to go into detail. It's Pulp Fiction. It's the greatest. It's one of the greatest movies ever made in the history of man. That ever consistently lost to Forrest Gump over and over and over again. Sam Jackson and John Travolta are two professional hitmen for local mobster Marcellus Wallace. They play Jules Winfield and Vincent Vega, respectively. And after a fairly successful hit, the Vincent Vega, John Travolta, accidentally shoots Marvin in the face in a car on the road. And so they gotta get the car off the road, and they manage to hide the car in Jules' friend Jimmy's garage, and they are left to deal with the Bonnie situation. Since Marvin's face exploded all over them in a contained area, all of their clothes are just ruined. And after doing some Mission Impossible-esque cleaning tasks assigned to them by a local fixer, Winston Wolfe, they have to wash themselves. And so they get rid of their really cool Reservoir Dogs suits and are left with Jimmy's laundry day clothes. And so Jules gets the UC Santa Cruz Banana Slug volleyball shirt, which I may or may not have bought for my father one fine Christmas. Oh, and Jules gets a powder blue Crazy Cat shirt and red shorts. And man, Sam Jackson is skinny. And it's really just, I mean, they look humiliated the minute they put them on. And the whole end scene of the entire film in the diner with Pumpkin and Honey Bunny, Sam Jackson and John Travolta look like dorks, as Jimmy pointed out. While it's silly and it undercuts a lot of things, it does underscore the randomness of the violent situations in Pulp Fiction, because nobody was expecting this at all. They're not in their cool hitman outfits. They're in somebody else's borrowed clothes, and they look stupid. They look so stupid. I love it. And yet, at the same time, Sam Jackson is such a great actor that when he's sticking a gun in Tim Roth's face and asking for his bad motherfucker, you do not doubt that he is ready to kill everybody there. Finally, we have an earlier Rennie Harlan film, The Long Kiss Goodnight, starring his then-wife, Gina Davis, and as Samantha Kane / Charlie Baltimore, and Sam Jackson as local private detective Mitch Hennessy, who, again, looks pretty cool. Through the beginning of the film, he's wearing his leather jacket, and he's got, you know, alright, it's a fairly dorky-looking fisherman cap, but still, it's Sam Jackson. He's playing a character that is just, you know, more of a normal guy than not. He's just an ex-cop / private detective who's behind on his alimony. It's every other Shane Black protagonist, just, you know, as a sidekick instead of the main character. Through the course of the film, they jump out of a window and fall into a lake or, you know, corporate pond. And as a result, they need to change their clothes. And throughout the rest of the film, Sam ends up wearing Brian Cox's cast-off outfits, which are, you know, involve some like checkered jackets, a lime green jacket, a really bad-looking turtleneck. And it helps emphasize the comic relief nature of the character, despite all the ridiculous situations they wind up in, and, you know, their effectiveness in getting out of it. It's throughout the whole film. It becomes a source of jokes throughout the entire film. So it is actually a plot point, and once again, it sort of, because Sam Jackson is as cool as he is, it sort of becomes like a vintage chic sort of thing by the end of it. Like when he, after victory's had by all the good guys, Sam Jackson is appearing on Larry King, and he's still continuing the look, despite the fact that he's had time to go back and get his own real clothes back. And so it's just kind of, it becomes a part of the character in a way that in the previous films it doesn't. So it's just a lot of fun. And dude, it's Rennie Harlan directing an action movie based on a Shane Black script. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's so goddamn good. But these are Sam Jackson movies where he ends up wearing somebody else's clothes. It's Deep Blue Sea, Pulp Fiction, and The Long Kiss Goodnight. And I'll see you guys later.